morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to my second annual WPT in all Vegas poker space. I'm Sherry Pluskota, your host. Today is day 15 of the WPT series over at the Win. I'm sure those folks that have been working these 15 days are looking forward to this being over soon. I'm sure their families are too. It's a tiring task, and they do such a great job over at the Win. Ryan and his staff, and of course, Matt Savage and everybody working at the WPT works very hard to deliver such a great product. So kudos to them. Be reminded you can find the recordings of my past spaces and interviews on my YouTube channel at Sherry Pluskota 9212. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to that channel. It's free of charge. I don't charge, of course, and hopefully you will enjoy my content there. Many thanks to Elevated Results. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevated Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter and check out their site at elevatedresultspt.com. Kind of want to remind everybody that at the Bellagio on December the 18th at 6 p.m. is a ladies only meetup game. Pardon me. This is, I think, the third month they're trying to do this monthly ladies meetup game at the Bellagio. And the Four Queens is kind of heading that up. That's Mercedes and her group. And I'm just trying to help them get that off the ground. So I will be going Thursday, and I brought something that we can do a drawing for the ladies. It is one of the Vera Bradley fleece blankets. So hopefully we'll get some ladies in some seats at that meetup game and help them grow that monthly meetup game. So again, that's Thursday at the Bellagio at 6 p.m. And the next one will be January the 15th at the Bellagio at 6 p.m. So just a shout out to what's going on at the Bellagio. If you didn't have a chance to join us yesterday for that interview with Trey Rock, she was the person that took the videos at the home game in Florida when Maurice was, I guess you can say, attacked. That's what it looked like. Eugene went after him, and Trey was the person taking the videos that day. And I saw her at the ladies' event day before yesterday, and actually just wanted to ask her a couple of questions about what happened since she was an eyewitness. And before you know it, she was agreeing to come on for an interview. So appreciate her and appreciate her willingness to come and share her point of view of what took place. And it was quite interesting. So if you missed it, I still have it pinned to the top of my Twitter feed. And of course, it will eventually, within the next few days or week, get on my YouTube channel. She is an interesting character, Trey Rock, and she does a lot on behalf of women. So, and some of the things she talked about, she's involved with, I had no idea of. She works on several different projects to get unjustly accused and convicted women out of prison or reduced prison sentences. Because, at one time, I think it was Joe Biden enacted or pushed for laws that were keeping people in jail, and it may be under Ronald Reagan's watch. I don't remember. Um, Say No to Drugs campaign that, people that had what we would really consider minor offenses in the drug world, a half an ounce of marijuana are spending 15 years in jail, right? I mean, so ridiculous. So Trey has worked on a lot of those cases and getting early releases. And I kind of tried to research it after the show yesterday, and because she talked about several times about being a felon and having served 10 years in prison herself and becoming a lawyer, so to speak, a jailhouse lawyer. So I kind of tried to do a little research yesterday. I can't say I dove deep into it, but it appears, and I could be completely wrong, but it appears that her conviction was related to cocaine and that she actually ended up getting a reduced sentence after appealing to politicians or whatever the process is. And quite honestly, I hope I get a chance to interview her again so we can go into it a little more deeply because her work is very important. But it sounded like her work now was born from maybe learning the process and going through it herself and learning the system, so to speak, and the loopholes or the ways around some of the things in the system to help others. So I would love to dive deep a little bit with that topic with her, maybe at a future date. So after Christmas, I will reach out to her again to join me for an interview about her and her work versus, of course, the Maurice ordeal and Eugene ordeal. So, anyway, if you didn't hear it yesterday, I suggest you go back and listen to it. Quite an interesting conversation. She's a character. So, anyway, let me welcome ASG to the panel, and I need to shut my mic off because I got a cough. Hey, Ben.
Sorry.
Sorry about that, but I was like trying not to cough, and then I was like, okay, I can't not cough any longer. How are you, pal? How was your weekend with the family?
It was good, but then there was a lot of snow troubles with getting home. So yeah, but yeah, we made
You
it.
made it home, and mom made it back to Florida.
Yep.
Good.
But I was gone with snow on Sunday or Saturday in Ohio, and then Sunday in my area. So
So
the flights,
you hit the same
yeah, the airports were
snowstorm
all screwed.
twice, did you?
Well, I didn't, but the airports were all screwed up from both ends,
Yeah,
both times, and then I just decided that thankfully I don't drive to work, so I'm just like, well, my car is going to be a Saturday problem or whatever. But
I hear you. Well, I'm glad you had a nice time with your family. And good thing you took your mom's snow boots with you.
so yeah, and then speaking of and then going with the fun with flights, yeah, my flight got delayed and then canceled,
Ugh.
so everybody else in my family had the same flight as me. They waited until yesterday at like 5 p.m. was the next flight with seats on it. Um, but I just kept using the app to see every option available, so I ended up getting home late last day. But once again, to go from Ohio to New Jersey, after my Delta flight got canceled, I went via Atlanta.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I like to say I'm surprised, but I'm just not.
Yeah, it's always find the hub and then connect there somehow.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
And, the worst thing in Atlanta is a rain thunderstorm, right? So the chances of getting in and out are pretty good in Atlanta.
Right. Yeah, it's all about the taking off in Ohio or the landing in
Right,
Jersey part, not the
right.
any of the Atlanta part. But yeah, so my flight that was supposed to, I think, take off at 5 and get me there at 7 ended up being I got home, or I think I landed around 2:30.
Oh, yikes. And back at work today, huh? Yikes.
Yeah, back did a little work from home yesterday, and then yeah, back in the office today.
Well, the things we do for our family are never held back by a little bit of snow. That's for sure. Especially when you grow up in it, you're just used to trying to, work your way around the problems it causes for travel. All right, you guys. I need to redraw because Todd won one of the Phase 6 passes that the Green Visor Gang were so sweet to give us for the meetup game giveaways. And Todd doesn't play online poker. And so he told me to go ahead and redraw. So I'm going to redraw. Um, and I think his name is back in here because I drew for the other prizes. So if I pick him again, we're just gonna put him, to the side and draw somebody else, honestly. So let's see who is going to get the pass. Okay, it's Mel Pitter, but I think she got one already. Um, let me see. Let me look at my list. She won something. 1 minute. Yep, she already won a phase 6 pass. I'm going to draw another one. Let's see who this is. It is Michael Clark. So I will reach out to him. He is an IT guy. I don't know if he plays much online, but I will definitely reach out to him and see what his wishes are. So congratulations, Michael Clark. You won a phase 6 pass for the Green Visor Gangs um, online games. So, and their clubs. So congratulations, Michael. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a little slow contacting everybody because I've just been real busy. But we will definitely get everything taken care of as soon as possible. I'm waiting for some people to get back to me and we'll go from there. Just want to give thanks again because I feel like with all the IT issues we've had and craziness, I feel like I haven't given proper thank yous. So today I'm going to give some thank yous not only to the Bellagio staff and what a great job they did for us, Craig Larson, of course, Sean McCormick. But I want to give a special thanks to the folks that attended the meetup game. I appreciate that support. So Mel and Tom and Rizzo and Reaper and Mercedes and Mel Pittard and B, Janine, Curtis, Isaac, Nat Dog, Andrew, Christina, Mike, and B52 Bomber, Brian. I appreciate all of you attending. Oh, and Joe Ingram, appreciate you too, my friend. I appreciate all of you attending and those that made donations for the Splash the Pots and the giveaways. I appreciate you as well. And I don't even know if we talked about it the other day, but Joey joined us for dinner afterwards, and his girlfriend joined us as well. She drove over and joined us as well, and that was a delight for sure. Um, he's got some really fun stuff coming up, and I'm not, that's his business. I'm not going to put it out there. That's for him to put out. But, he's always got his hands knee deep in something or other in the poker world. So fun times ahead. Look forward to it. Want to talk about the quilt I had made. I'm supposed to meet with a charity today, but we may push back to till tomorrow because she's trying to get a hair appointment today. And she's like, I got to have it before Christmas. And, us ladies know how hard it is sometimes to get a hair appointment. So I told her, no problem. If we need to move it to tomorrow, we will move it to tomorrow. And hopefully, um, I'm, hell bent on before I leave here having the charity worked out to do this raffle drawing for this quilt before I leave Vegas so that we can hit the ground running with the campaign of how we're going to, do the tickets and what people need to do and how we're going to raffle it off and when we're going to raffle it off. So anyway, that's the update on the quilt. And I will tell you, I had it at the meetup game. So those that like the Green Visor Gang, I took one of their t-shirts and used it as one of the squares on the quilt. So I asked the guys if they would sign the square on the quilt. Pardon me. And they did. And Joey Ingram signed the GTO Wizard square for me because he represents that company. And I thought, oh, Joey could sign that square. And I'm going to meet up with Alan Kessler for him to sign his square. And I'm going to meet up with Matt Stout with the Charity Series of Poker charity group, and he's going to sign his square. Matt Savage is going to sign the WPT square. And maybe the Bluffs poker room in Washington State that he helped opened I don't know if he's one of the owners or not. I want to say that he is, but Justin Hammer is. So Justin's going to sign it as well. So yeah, it's coming together, folks. And I'm excited that I can see so many to sign their squares. I did make a tweet tagging everyone last week that I was going to be here if they were going to be here. And honestly, only one person DM'd me. Now, that it doesn't say it all because there are a couple people that I had already reached out ahead of time And I said in that tweet, if I already talked to you about this, no need to reach back out to me. But I was a little surprised that the others didn't reach out, but whatever. Maybe they didn't see it. So, whatever. That's what's going on with the quilt. Now, let's talk about what's going on in the world of poker in Vegas. And I'm going to start out with some winners around town because, of course, I've been lax the last few days giving out some winners. So, I want to kind of catch up. So over at the Aria, Harrison Dobbin took down the $1,600 No Limit Championship for over $91,000. That's amazing. James Chen took down event number 13 at the Aria, which was an $1,100 PLO championship, and he took home over $60,000 for his efforts. So congrats to those two. Over at the Venetian Thang Dong, I believe is how you pronounce his name, took down event number 40, the $300 bounty. He took home over $5,800 plus bounties. And Paul Bassito took down event number 38 at the Venetian, which was a $300 bounty tournament. He took home over $4,500 plus bounties. Over at the WPT, hats off and congratulations to Lily Lofty, who took down the WPT $1,100 ladies event for over $82,000. Congrats, Lily. Raphael LeBron took down the $1,100 5-card PLO tournament for over $51,000. And over at the Win, Roger Franco defeated 228 players and won the $600 WPT Turbo Tournament for $24,000. I'm just going to spell this gentleman's name because there is no way I'm going to be able to pronounce it. So forgive me, sir. It is VERACHAIVONGXALBURANA. Took down the $1,100 Big O tournament for over $57,000. Jose Medina Vargas took down the $600 Turbo event at the Win for over $36,000. And Ross Huffman took down the Torse, that's with a T, tournament for over $23,000. And my phone is ringing. I hope that didn't cut me out. Some nice price pools for sure. So congratulations to those operators as well for having those great prize pools. Um, ASG, did you want to bring up the Player of the Year stuff? He may be working. Oh,
There's a lot of stuff. So yeah, from what I understand, uh, well, they they put out a tweet saying they are doing a different Player of the Year this year, um, and it looks like it's going to be more like a leaderboard where all of the events, whether it's Europe or it's going to be kind of like the old. It's closer, I think, to the old Player of the Year like 5-10 years ago. So they're going to include the summer World Series of Poker, but also the Bahamas and Europe, and it also looks closer to the old one where, don't quote me on this because maybe I'm just not seeing the line, but it looks like they're just gonna include that you can add up your points for everything. So even more about um, playing in as many events as possible than it is about doing well in a select few of them. Um, and they have a whole leaderboard with real prizes now. So like the top person uh, will get entries into. Oh, sorry, I don't have it in front of me. Let's say the Superman because I don't remember if that was the first place prize or the third place
Here, I'll
prize.
pull it up. I'll
But
pull it up. Hold on.
the top 15 wins something, and then after that, it's something like 16 to 100 uh, when like there's going to be a raffle amongst them to win a certain prize uh, for them as well. So
Okay, so
there's more prizes. Yeah.
first place would be $100,000 Paradise Package. Second through third would be $100K Paradise Package
Yeah. So it looks like the first prize prize. It says package
plus.
plus, and then it has a empty thumbnail. So
Right,
can't really say what that is. But first place is going to win that package plus
right.
something, and then second, continue.
That's
Sorry.
okay. And then 4th through 15th is a 30K Super Main event package. Then 16th through 50th is a 5K Circuit Championship package. And then 51st through 100th is $2,500 Circuit Championship ticket. So I find it interesting that they're tying it all to Paradise versus the summer WSOP.
Well, all the prizes are tied to Paradise. Yes. It kind of reminds me about how well, one, they're trying to get more people to Paradise, and that's the main thing. And then, yeah, they also tied the Tournament of Champions for the circuit winners to Paradise. So now every time, I mean, it's not a Tournament of Champions anymore, but anytime you win a ring, you also get a, you also
A
win,
seat.
if it's your first ring of the year, a seat into uh, the Paradise. It was like a mystery bounty, $2,500 event, which, uh, yeah, speaking of, I mean, is I think their lowest buy-in of the event in that series.
Well, and that's been some
So,
of the complaints. Like people are like their price points are way too high. That's why, a lot of people are bucking at it. Not only the time of year, the travel involved, but it's also the price points are not like rec friendly.
well, not only are the price points not friendly, but you hear a lot of people talking about this Superman. I mean, I don't know if you want to switch to that topic of conversation, but the Superman, people were saying, you got these whales and sponsored pros firing bullet
Oh
after
yeah.
bullet after bullet into these things, which is true for most tournaments. But when it's a $25,000 buy-in or whatever, it feels even more for the people with one buy-in. Like, you know, what chance do I have?
Exactly.
Uh, People are gonna just be, with great abandon, just firing into these
Yeah,
events.
they are firing in 9, 10, $25 bullets into that event. So what rec player is going to spend the time and money going down to Bahamas and they have one bullet? I mean, nobody's going to do that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Phoenix is like they hit the guarantee, and I was like, you know, yeah, you were 10% of it.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Sad but true. And to me, and I've said this before, I don't think the rebuy should be an advantage for those that can afford it and buy their way to the final table. It's just not fair.
yeah, I mean, I only heard some of the recording, but I've always questioned, if people say, I know you said it, and I'm like, maybe not, but people say Maurice Hawkins is a great poker player, but a lot of other people would also be great poker players if they would just be able to fire in, not worry about the buy-ins. I'm sure they'd come in first place more often as well. they were one of the few people able to do
Well,
so.
and it's about opportunity, right? It's about
Yeah,
opportunity, and money buys opportunity. Uh, and
yeah,
I've equated that in the tennis world. You have tennis players that'll travel to, excuse my language, bumfucked Egypt, so to speak, to play a $25,000 tournament because they have a private jet and they could fly anywhere in the world. And there may be only 20 people in that tournament, and they're getting big points because they're able to afford to go to that tournament. And meanwhile, you have somebody only being able to play, say, in Florida. And in Florida, there's 300 people in that tournament that you have to beat to get points. So it's definitely an unfair advantage. And part of the reason why I think we need to limit rebuys, yes, we should have some freeze outs, but I also think we can have rebuy in, tournaments that only have 6 rebuys, 4 rebuys. You guys know I don't know what the magic number is, but I do think there should be a magic number of, total rebuys for that tournament. Um,
yeah. And then so now, you know, this change by the WSOP, which goes back to the old system, will also advantage players that are able to go to Bahamas and Europe and not just Vegas. So the Martin Cabrals of the world definitely will have a better chance to be top of that
Absolutely.
leaderboard
and tell me this,
the way this new
are
system.
they tying the online poker to it, or is it no online poker points?
It,
Oh, you're cutting out, pal. I cannot
I
hear
think
you.
it's yeah. Sorry, I went to the elevator. Um, it says so. I think it ties into it, but um, don't quote me on 100% of that. But yeah, I'm leaning that online will count completely, but I don't know. I'll have to reread the fine print on there.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I wondered about that. Is it going to be unlimited online tournaments as well? So you could fly around the world, or you could just stay in your basement and play online tournaments, 20 a day, 40 a day, and you're going to be on the leaderboard for player of the year. I don't know, but we're going to find out.
I mean, it's so based on buy-in and number of entries that I don't. I mean, like, yeah, if you have to play online, I think it's gonna be just part of it. Like, you're not gonna be able to win it just playing online.
Right, 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 right. It'd be, yeah, like part of the equation, but limited maybe.
Well, I'm not even saying limited, just like that. There's not enough events, or they're too small to like really overtake people who are winning big all over Europe and this and that. Like the Daniel Negreanu's are just gonna clean up in this format regardless.
Yes. I wish Software Brian was here because this is a topic near and dear his heart. And I know he's appreciating the changes, but then you would hear him also say, but the unlimited buy.
Now, I feel like this is going backwards. If you like the changes,
Yeah,
this is 100% going, in my opinion, back to the old way more than
yeah,
the new way where, people. So, yes, the pros will like it because they actually will be giving real prizes. Like, I
yep,
think Deep will like that part, but uh, the average Joe's just, you're done. Like, you were always done, but like, the idea that you could compete was there that one year that Ian Marquez won it with a lot of online. Um,
yeah, 2 years ago.
yeah, 2 years ago, and I still think there was a chance that somebody could with a good summer these past 2 years. But I think we're back to you got to do you got to win at the beginning and then decide you're going to do the whole tour.
Right, right. All right. Well, it's going to be interesting as we dive into that as the months come up to the WSOP this summer, because I'm sure we will talk about that often. I'm going to go ahead and read out the schedule today at the WPT. At 11 a.m. is a no limit day 1A of their $2 million guarantee, $1,100 buy in, 40K starting stack, 30-minute blinds that'll eventually turn into 40-minute blinds. Also at 11 a.m., the '08 day 2 tournament starts at 11 a.m. and that is 150K guarantee, $1,600 buy-in, 40K starting stack, 40-minute blinds that turn into 60-minute blinds. Also at 12 p.m. over at the WPT at the Win is the WPT World Championship Day 2. At 2 p.m. is the No Limit Progressive Bounty Tournament. 250K guarantee, 3K buy-in, 30K starting stack, 30-minute blinds. At 7 p.m. is a milestone satellite into the 25K high roller. That's a 3K satellite buy-in, 20K starting stack, 25-minute blinds. At 5 p.m. is the no limit day 1B of that $2 million guarantee. $1,100 buy-in, 40K starting stack, 30-minute blinds that turn into 40-minute blinds. Over at the Venetian today, 10 a.m. restart. It is the $800 no limit event number 37, the seniors event. At 11:10 is a $600 no limit event number 42, the monster stack. And that is a 50K guarantee, 30K starting stack, 30-minute blinds. Also at the Venetian today at 4:10 p.m. is a $140 milestone and that has a $2,500 guarantee, 20K starting stack, 20-minute blinds. And at 6:10 p.m. at the Venetian is event number 44, which is day 1 of the bounty, $300 buy-in, 15K guarantee, 25K starting stack, 30-minute blinds. Over at Resorts World at 12:05 is a $200 no limit, 10K guarantee, 25K starting stack, 30-minute blinds. And at 7:05 p.m. is a $200 nightcap, 3K guarantee, event number 18, 25K starting stack, 20-minute blinds. Over at the Bellagio today is at 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. is a $150 no limit tournament, 2K guarantee, 20K starting stack, 20-minute blinds. And at the MGM today is an 11:10 tournament, $125 no limit grand rebuy tournament, $1,500 guarantee, 10K starting stack, 15-minute blinds. At 3:10 p.m., $125 grand bounty, 1K guarantee, 20K starting stack, 15-minute blinds. At 7:10 p.m. at the MGM is a $125 grand rebuy, $1,500 guarantee, 10K starting stack, 15-minute blinds. And their last tournament of the day at the MGM is at 11:10 p.m. It's a $125 buy-in grand stack bounty, 1K guarantee, 20K starting stack, and 15-minute blinds. Matt, I'm going to get you up here. I saw that you were requesting, but honestly, when I'm in the middle of reading all that, it's really hard for me to stop and try to bring somebody up. So forgive me. Hey, Matt, how are you, pal?
And just sorry before I lose track again. I now that I'm back at my computer, it says non-open events and online events do not count toward Player of the Year standings. So
Oh,
this includes events such as industry employees, seniors, super seniors, tag team, and ladies. This list is not exhaustive, and any additional events may be excluded. So online will not count at all.
wow. I kind of thought that's what was happening, but again, I had not had a chance to really dive into it. So I appreciate that update. So honestly, and we've talked about this in depth before. I really think online players should have their own player of the year. You have people grinding thousands of online tournaments a year. They should be rewarded for that play. And they should not, and it stands alone on its own that they should be rewarded for their accomplishments online. So I think they should have their own play of the year And that's where I'm at with that. So, whatever. All right, Matt, how are you, pal?
Hey Sherry, hey SG, good to hear your lovely voices. Hope you're both keeping well.
Doing good, thanks. I hope you are too.
Yeah, good thanks. Sorry I've not been on lately. I've had to deal with a couple of emergencies. You remember the project that I was working on a while back?
Yes.
We had a couple of leakages due to some heavy rain we've had recently. So I've been all the way through the weekend and just finished it Uh, just last night, actually, we've had to deal with a load of flood water, so we managed to get it all done, and thankfully, everything's
Um,
back in place.
Good for you guys. Besides fire, water is a horrible, it can really wreak havoc when you have a leak. It can ruin your drywall, your flooring, your personal belongings, and it's horrible. Flooding is horrible. So glad you guys got that figured out for your tenants.
Oh, appreciate that, Sherry. Yes, only just, shall we say. It's been, let's just say it's been a very eventful few days, but glad,
I hear
glad that
you.
was all good.
I hear you. Well, I'm thankful that you always message me, and I know you listen to the replays. So always DM me what you think of those replays, because I'm always trying to change things up and improve what I'm doing. So I appreciate the input people give me. That's for sure.
Oh, that's good. And I see you've got about the WSOP Europe. Yeah, I'm going to say I messaged you that not long ago. What do you think? What do you think of it?
I think it's going to be quite a jewel. I think that you're going to have some great turnouts, and I think many people are going to travel there. And it's nice for the Europeans because it's a cheap flight. So you're going to get players from a lot of different countries. I think it's a great thing.
Me too, and dare I say as well, I think it's very diverse as well, like you said, in the range of people, but also of the tournaments that they've got on offer. They look pretty good to me.
Right. Right. And the price points, there has to be something for everybody. The novice or beginner player, the intermediate player, and of course your high rollers. So when I look at a tournament series, that's kind of what I always look for. Now, granted, there are some series out there like the Mid States Poker Tour, where they have, an audience that they're specifically targeting. And same thing with the Run Good series. There's an audience, their mid-major tournament series. So you look at those price points a little differently than a Triton or a WSOP or a WPT series. So I really like when those bigger series cater to everyone, not just a select few. So kudos.
Oh yeah, and you mentioned about the rebuys, by the way. Totally with you on that, 100%, because it doesn't seem that it's fair that you can do a rebuy, then all of a sudden you can end up going making it through the final table. It doesn't seem fair to me.
Right. I think it's a very unfair advantage. Again, my personal opinion. I think it's a very unfair advantage, and I cannot see any reason not to limit it. I think the ones that are doing it are the minority, a very few that are rebuying for more than six. And why are we catering, to that very few instead of catering to the masses? So, yeah,
Well, I'd say more in terms of what they're doing. The operators are catering to trying to advertise the largest guarantees possible, which requires which requires those few to, make sure they hit those guarantees.
I I I get it, but there are tons of tournaments they're making those guarantees, and people are not rebuying 36 times.
Oh yeah, like instead of a 50 mil or a 60 mil guarantee, they could have had a 30, or it wouldn't have been a problem. But
Totally agree. Sorry, I have to stop blow my nose. I'm sneezing. Got everything going on this morning. Oh Oh, Lord. Pardon me. I hope I'm not getting sick, but I can't help but think that these are the early signs. Hopefully, the vitamins I've been taking are going to not allow that to happen. Speaking of which, I got to get them out so I could take today's. Uh, Go ahead, ASG.
Oh, and I want to say, just it's not just D-Nigs with his own buy-ins. Like, this was more public on Twitter, so
Oh,
I
I
don't know.
saw it. I
No,
saw it.
no, what I'm about to say. So I don't know how frequently this occurs, but they also bought Ryan DePaulo in for a buy-in for like 15% of his action. Him and Keating bought him in.
Right.
So
I saw that. Yep.
it's also like, this is part of what I didn't like. When the accusations came out about Bryn Kenny, besides the cheating, what he would do is, when Gigi was just starting to help them get their guarantees, he would make sure all his horses were firing multiple bullets into these events with guarantees so that there wouldn't be a layover. And that's basically what he's doing. That's basically what Negreanu is doing with him and his friends here too.
100%. 100%. And again, they could always lower the guarantee so that this doesn't have to be a shit show like it is. Sorry, y'all. Have to take the vitamins because I don't want to get sick while I'm in Vegas. I've had that before, and it is no fun being sick in the hotel room for several days in Las Vegas. Trust me, been there and done that. All right, what's going on at the Aria today is Tuesday, December 16th at 1 p.m. is an $800 PLO Mystery Bounty Tournament, $100,000 guarantee, 30K starting stack, 30-minute blinds. At 7 p.m. is a $300 no limit tournament, 25K starting stack, 25-minute blinds, 15K guarantee. And I want to give a little shout out to, I just remembered, Emma Stevenson won the ladies event that took place at the Aria yesterday. It was a $600 buy in. And you guys may not know this, but this is the young lady who took 100,000 of my chips the night before at the Bellagio ladies event, when she bluff shoved the flop with ace queen suited on a 9 high board. And I had pocket kings and she hit the river for an ace. So congrats to Emma. The funny part of that story is her nickname is Peaches, and I didn't know that. And we were sitting, at a table, and somebody yelled something about hey, Peaches or whatever. And so I turned to look, and they were talking to her. And I looked at her. I said, "Your nickname is Peaches?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Well, mine is too," which I've never met another person with a nickname of Peaches in my adult life. So it was kind of fun. Um, Let me go over what's going on at the Orleans today. At 11 a.m. is the main event, day 1A, $600 buy-in, $300,000 guarantee, 40K starting stack, 30-minute blinds that will eventually get to 40 minutes. At 2 p.m. is their main event satellite, $125 buy-in, 20K starting stack, 20-minute blinds. At 4 p.m. over at the Orleans is a Torse, that's with a T tournament, $240 buy-in, 10K guarantee, 30K starting stack, 20-minute blinds. And at 5 p.m. at the Orleans is a no limit main event, day 1B. Again, $600 buy-in, 300,000 guarantee, 40K starting stack, 30-minute blinds that graduate to 40 minutes as the tournament goes on. Go ahead, Matt. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, thanks, Sherry. I was just going to say, I'm going to have to get off because I've got an incoming call coming in. It's an appointment. So great catching up with you and SG and everybody. Have a great day, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Sounds great, Matt. Thanks for dropping by, and Good work on what you do in your community. Good job. Good on you, buddy. I know they appreciate you and your efforts for sure.
Appreciate that, Sherry. Speak soon.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about what's going on at South Point today. At 10:10 a.m. is a $120 buy-in, 20K starting stack. It is a no limit tournament, 10K guarantee. At 2:10 p.m. is a $120 buy-in, 15K starting stack, Omaha 8 or better tournament, 3K guarantee. At 6:10 p.m. is a $120 buy-in, 40K starting stack, which is a turbo mega stack tournament, and that is a 6K guarantee. And then at 10:10 p.m. is their $120 buy-in, 20K starting stack turbo bounty with a 2K guarantee. I'm really hoping to get over to South Point. Fingers crossed. I just have a lot going on. I'm just trying to figure out when I'm going to be able to get a chance to. I really want to play a tournament today, and I'm waiting to hear about meeting with this charity before I could decide what I'm doing. So anyway, here we are. All right. ASG, you have anything else you want to bring up? Hey, Exec Deck, hope you're doing well. I know you're working today. ASG, you got anything else you want to bring up, my friend?
No, I think that's good for today.
Awesome. Appreciate you. As I always do. I'll be much happier if I can get this appointment out of the way with this charity so that I don't have it looming over my head for the rest of my vacation.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Skyline chili isn't chili, but it was decent.
I forgot about you trying that this weekend.
It's good tomato sauce, or pasta sauce, but it's not chili.
You're so funny. You're so funny. I love it. Yeah, I told you already, I was disappointed in the last time I tried it. So it didn't have the childhood memories that I had of it. And again, as adults, our taste buds change. And that certainly could be part of it, but I was really disappointed. So here we are. All right, you guys, I'm out. I'm going to enjoy Vegas and hopefully run into some more smiling faces that I know. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and listening to it at a future day and time. Appreciate you folks as well. If you're on the felt today, good luck. If not, go out and touch the grass, or in some places, touch the snow. Much love and peace. Bye, y'all.